This is not the most brilliant idea I've ever had. I'm going to freeze to death. It is, I don't know, mid-20s, and my backyard is usually a swamp. We'll see what it's like when it's cold out. And I really need to go through and clear out all this brush. So, we're gonna go back to the creek back there, and hopefully it will inspire me to shoot this video more quickly. Oh, please be frozen ground. All right. Well, the cold has killed my battery. That sucks. I'm gonna have to do the rest of this inside. Sorry. Okay, I will freely admit that was not the best idea I've ever had. I still can't talk. My mouth is still chattering. Yeah, where did I leave off? I think Jacob Rocks 100, and I think I said Mega Man because I couldn't think of a single thing. He actually asked another question. I'm glad my camera beeped at me and told me the battery was dead. Do you have a favorite snack to eat when gaming? When I'm doing like RPGs or PC gaming, I will usually go for pretzels. I'm a pretzel guy. Alright. Next is Electric Adventures. He wants to know, what types of games do I find myself playing most often? Well, actually, I just answered, I think, that question a second ago. Shoot 'em ups, shmups, shooters, whatever you want to call them. Those are my favorite types of games. I'm terrible at them, but I really enjoy playing them. Next, he wants to know, what games do you try to collect on as many systems as possible? Now, I'm assuming you mean what series of games. And I don't know, I guess I'll say Star Wars. I guess, because I collect Star Wars games, various types of Star Wars games on the computer. I think I have a Star Wars game or two for every system behind me anyway. No, not for the Saturn or the Sega CD, but that's probably, anyway, I don't know how for sure to interpret that, but yeah, I'm going to go with Star Wars games. And next, he wants to know, what system would you really like to add to your collection and why? Well, really, I've got two systems, if you're talking about video game consoles, that I still would like to add to my collection. It's the Magnavox Odyssey. I have the Odyssey 2, and I have a bunch of Odyssey Pong clones. My hands are numb now. But the Magnavox Odyssey and the APF MP1000 or the M1000, just because it will help me complete my retro game collection, at least US released retro games, systems. As far as computer, I would like to get an Amiga, maybe. I don't have an Amiga. That'd be neat. Yeah. Moving on. Classic Game Hunter says, holy crap DK. Holy crap DK indeed. I paid $3 for that thing. I just sold it for $185. So, awesome. His question is, what is your favorite Mario-related game? I'm going to go with probably Mario Kart. And specifically, Mario Kart Double Dash. Yes, I know, it's a GameCube game, but of all the Mario Kart games that I've played, that one has really been the most fun because, and yes, I have played Mario Kart on the Wii. I like the idea of having two characters. I like the fact that you can play with another person. One person can be driving, one person can be, throwing items, and you can flip-flop. And when you're playing by yourself, you can flip-flop and drive with the other character, and you can actually carry two items at once. So, I don't know, the flexibility of that game to me is the most fun. But Mario Kart, and then specifically Mario Kart Double Dash. The Sega Stoner asked me a couple of questions here. Of course you would ask these. Why is the sky blue? Let me think about this for a second. Take a drink. All right. As I understand it from my elementary school education here, it is all about the wavelengths of light. Long wavelengths can travel through the atmosphere better than short wavelengths. Blue light is a short wavelength light, Sorry, my nose is running. And what happens is when the sun is high in the sky, the blue light gets scattered around in the atmosphere, and it reflects, and you see blue. That is also why if the sun is high in the sky and you look down towards the horizon, it isn't really blue anymore. It's either pale blue or it's white. And that's because being a shorter wavelength of light, the light has to travel through more atmosphere to get to you, so it ends up, you see the white light. Also, by the way, the reason that in the evening and in the morning the sun appears to be orange, the light appears to be orange or red, because orange and red wavelengths are longer wavelengths. They travel through the atmosphere better, so you can see them. There you go. A little bit of a science lesson for the Sega Stoner. Next question from him is, can you grow a goatee? Yes, I can grow a goatee. I don't for a couple of reasons. First of all, my wife doesn't really like facial hair. Second, I really would prefer a full beard, and I can't grow a full beard because my mustache stays blonde, my chin is red, and then everything else is brown speckled with gray, so I look ridiculous. How many hats do you own? I'm assuming you mean baseball caps, and about 15. I don't like to brush my hair. Oh, he's got more questions here. Are you preparing yourself for the day, if it hasn't already happened, where you will be recognized in public by a viewer? No, I've given absolutely no thought to that because, I've got 700 people watching my channel. Chances of too many of them being around here pretty slim. Although, somebody did subscribe to me here not too long ago that says they go to the Hartville Flea Market all the time, so I might bump into them someday. You never know. That, and you know what, I'm pretty average looking. I'm average height, a little over average weight, got brown hair, hazel eyes. I mean, I don't really stand out in a crowd unless you're specifically looking for me. Favorite controller. I've said this in another video. I like the big-ass aftermarket Dreamcast controllers. I like the layout of the Dreamcast controller. So I would probably like the layout of the Xbox controller, too. I'm going to say 3-button Genesis controller because it's big. And I really like the Neo Geo CD controllers because they're micro switch controllers and they're all clicky. I love the feel of those things. If you haven't ever played with one, it's laid out very similar in my mind to like well, you know what, I won't even say. They're cool. Check them out. You'll like them. And he's got one more question. Jedi or Sith? That's an easy one. Jedi don't get laid. This is from, I'm going to get this wrong and I apologize, Nepzer1. Have you ever played a game called Syndicate? Not that I can remember. Oh, wait a minute. Syndicate. No, I don't think so. Not that I can remember. From Darren Walshock. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. He wants to know, how many games do I own? I already answered that. How many games do I own? I really don't know because I haven't counted them, but I own about 300 Nintendo, over 100 Super Nintendo, around 200 Atari 2600, over 100 Genesis, close to 80 or 90, I don't know. I think I said all told with all the different systems I own and the computer games and stuff like that, somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000. Classic Metal Fan 22. What are your top 5 SNES RPGs? Well, that's hard because I haven't really played them all. It'd be easy to say something like Chrono Trigger because it's an awesome game, but it's also really expensive. I do have that in my collection. It'd be easy to throw out Final Fantasies, but I mean, I don't have, well, I've got, well, here we go. I'll just say this. Of the games that I have in my collection, I'm going to say Chrono Trigger, expensive as all get out, but fun. Earthbound, which is one that I bought recently. I have not played it all the way through, but it is a unique little RPG. It's not what you would typically think of an RPG to be, and so far it's actually quite fun. So that one I enjoy. I'm going to say Secret of Evermore is one that I have in my collection. That's fun. Eye of the Beholder. Now, some people are going to despise Eye of the Beholder because, in my mind, it plays like an actual role-playing game, like a paper and pencil role-playing game. I love Dungeons & Dragons. I've got a small collection of original Advanced Dungeons & Dragons books. I've got some dice. I'm one of those weird geeks that loves the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game. So Eye of the Beholder, which is an Advanced Dungeons & Dragons style game, based on a book that I've read, or was the book based on the, I don't know. Anyway, Eye of the Beholder, it plays like an actual paper and pencil RPG, and that to me is fun. The only thing that's irritating is you have to move this little cursor around on the screen with your controller, and that's kind of awkward. Other than that, I love the game. And what is that? Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, Secret of Evermore, Eye of the Beholder. I need one more. Ooh, people are going to hate me for this one, but Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Well, first of all, I don't have the other Final Fantasies in my collection, so I'm not going to pick them. And Final Fantasy Mystic Quest gets a really bad rap, but I kind of like it. It's sort of a cross between The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and a Final Fantasy game. So, I mean, it's fun. It's an action-adventure RPG. Different, I guess. And I told you I like different games. That's why I like Earthbound. Next, this is from Puffin Trees 718. What's that dumb look you always have on your face? I don't know, man. I just look dumb.